Coming at ya not so live. This is Hideki, and that's a snake.
Uh,
And welcome to the GarterCast, where we'll be talking about Nintendo's E3 2021. All right.
Metroid Dread!
God damn it, so much for an intro. But yes.
Metroid Dread!
Oh my
Nintendo
god.
wins!
N- Nintendo most certainly wins. I'm not gonna say because not because they were amazing, but because they showed up. I'm gonna be honest. But
I
man,
don't
did
know,
they
man. I
show.
think they, even if I didn't have a Metroid bias, I think they just did pretty good. Granted, the competition wasn't that great, but something they showed what they needed to show.
Oh, most
They showed the
definitely. They
Smash character, they showed footage of Breath of the Wild, Breath of Fresh Air.
announced new
Mhm.
game after new game, unlike every other company over there that announced one game and stuck to it for an
They
eternity.
only spent 30 seconds on Guardians of the Galaxy.
Disgusting. I wanted more.
Of course. We didn't see enough of it.
we did, we needed at least 45 minutes. But just to but okay, but moving on. God damn it, I really wish I was into Tekken. Like
That's how you're going to start that part.
just gonna start that, but I'm familiar with a fair amount of Tekken tech, so I do recognize some of the moves. But I personally have never played the game. But he looks cool as shit just because it's all grounded combos. Like most of the time Smash Bros is all aerial combos, if there are any combos, if it's not just either spam or what big hits. But this dude is all because of how Tekken works. It's all grounded combos, and it looks different for Smash Bros.
I just like all the Shotos in this game. The
Is
fighting like
he?
Ryu, Ken, Terry.
I'm not sure if that's a or
Well, it's not
what
literally
is it?
Shoto
What is
style,
it?
but in
Yeah.
terms what constitutes Shoto style is heavy ground combos with like things that just link into each other naturally and an auto turn.
Hmm. You think so? From what I saw
It
online,
looked like he had an auto turn.
I'm sure he has an auto turn. I'm sure he does. But what I was thinking about Shoto was you have it's I think the rules were you have it's a fighting game character that has that's mainly punching and kicking, but has a projectile, has an uppercut, and has a kick move going forward. I believe that
I
was
don't
the
think
actual
that's. I
rules.
don't think that just constitutes it. I think they're just. It's pretty much Shoto style is pretty much just fighting game character with fighting game mechanics. That's pretty much all it is.
You think so?
Oh yeah, Harry doesn't Shoto style. He just plays like a fighting game character.
Speaking of which, I think
People
is
just don't like
this
to say fighting game character.
yeah, is this the biggest crossover of fighting games ever?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
like
I
I
think Street Fighter and Tekken have crossed over before, but they never crossed over with Fatal Fury, to my attention,
that's something for
or to
Google
my
later.
recollection.
But what was I saying? Right.
How do you feel about the character?
How I feel about it? I can't believe they. Okay, are you familiar with the Korean backdash?
Yes.
I can't, or I believe they call it crouch dashing in the trailer. I can't
Well,
believe
that
they
wasn't
actually
a
added it.
backdash, but yeah, I know what you're saying. Because that's a Tekken staple.
Yeah, it's a Tekken staple, but to add that into this game, that's wave dashing on steroids. That's better wave dashing because you can spam the living hell out of it.
I don't know how they like. We thought it was impressive when they fit all those moves into the other fighting game characters. This guy has so many moves. I don't know how they're gonna
Uh,
fit it all.
you know what? I'm predicting.
If you look, if you looked at all of the moves they showed before Sakurai showed up, or after, like when he showed up, I was like, holy crap!
I saw a prediction online, and I think they're totally doing it. You know how Min Min has each of their arms are controlling different arms. For here, instead of having A in uh or like attack in special, and he might just have punch and kick
Maybe I could see that.
because there are just too many moves, and also I have no idea what his recovery is because
Yeah, I don't think they showed it. It also looks like
he was never in the
but
air.
that's another thing. I don't think Devil Jin is like a state, like
I think
something like Arsene or something. I think it's just something he does because
yeah,
it looked like he had like it was part of his double jump and then but like there's parts where he did a move with him and then he just turned back right away.
yeah. I think it's just a thing that he just becomes for a split second. But I'm not
Yeah, it just yeah. Do you see that his down smash spiked?
down smash. Are you?
His down
Oh,
smash spiked when it hit Inkling.
oh, wow! I didn't actually know
He was
that.
in his suit and it was part of like showing the devil Kazuya part and he down smashed Inkling and then he turned around and side smashed Zero Suit Samus.
Oh,
And Inkling got spiked when he did it.
well, that's
She was on the edge coming to the stage and then bam.
a 2 frame spike. That sounds horrifying.
Bayonetta has that too. So
Yeah, but the reach below ledge is the question.
I don't know.
Alright,
Maybe you know how hitboxes are in this game.
janky as fuck.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, something you touched on earlier. Like even though I haven't played Tekken, he just looks fun to play.
yeah, especially if
Like
you're,
I don't. I
but
mean,
he
while
looks
I
technical
don't.
too.
Yeah, like I like like it's cool to have a character I like being Smash, but as long as the character is fun to play, that's what I prioritize above else.
And on top
As
of
long
that,
as the
he
character is cool to play, then that's all I want. It could be someone I've never used, a game they've never played from. If they're fun to play, I will take that any day over them being known.
like yeah,
But
like first impressions. On top of that, he doesn't look like he'll be annoying to fight either. Just you'll just sometimes get
we don't
stuck
know
on
that
him.
yet. We don't know that yet.
Look,
Oh,
I
bite your
don't
tongue
think.
there.
Okay, that's true. That's true. I did notice that he does have some range, like laser thing.
I can see
So
so many people complaining about how it's like I just got comboed to death, zero to death, and like a 10-hit combo he did when he literally killed Captain Falcon.
the 10 hit.
Also, I kind of mini
Uh,
cheered when Min Min died.
oh my, the salt is real.
Hmm.
I I know people are all like online were like memeing the crap out of Kirby, like the Kirby's death or quote unquote.
He didn't die.
No, but he didn't die. But no, it's what I find more funny was the Min Min one, just because because he's somehow mad because they got stuck on his leg. How are people not memeing that more?
I don't know. That one is a little slower. I think the general meme is just someone dropping something off a cliff,
True, that is true.
like Nintendo treating F Zero like something simple, not too complicated.
I, I, I think I sent it to you earlier, but I'm gonna say it here. Someone apparently tweeted they can't do and Nintendo can't
I
fuck
saw
up
that. Yeah,
without or can't fuck up with nothing short of executing Captain Falcon live on stage. and they, sorry, and they did just that.
yeah, I'd seen that.
Uh, but sorry, I just find that too funny. But let's see. Is there anything else that on Smash Bros before we and Kazuya before we move on?
I wonder. Yeah, last thing. I wonder what the gimmick of his stage is going to be. It seems like the ceiling just kind of breaks if you smash them through it. Maybe it's kind of like Terry's.
Okay. Here's my. There's two ways that they can do this. One, it's a breakable wall because it did like smash open in the
Mm-hmm.
trailer. Like imagine like
Yeah, like
um
Terry's stage.
no, that's not like Terry stage. It could no, that's the second thing. It could be like Terry stage, but the first one it could be like Shadow Moses.
Maybe.
But the difference is between Shadow Moses and what should I call this? The difference is between Shadow Moses and and whatever Terry's new stage is gonna be. That I was like trying to come up with, or not Terry, Kazuya's new stage, whatever the name is gonna be,
Hmm.
because again, I haven't played Tekken, but it's probably gonna be like a breakable ceiling too.
Yeah, maybe. I wonder if more characters besides Heihachi are going to show up in the background,
Probably,
like Terry's stage.
I I'm thinking about it. They could. You know, what would be hilarious if they was in the background?
Mm.
Uh, Akuma, because Akuma's in Tekken 7 as an actual character,
Nah,
not just
they
like a.
probably won't do that.
They won't do it. I don't think they would do it. But I know for a fact that he's he's just a character. Like, yeah, he's a crossover character, but the game treats him just as another Tekken character, which I think is cool, as far as I'm aware. I don't quote me on that.
Mm.
But, uh, I still wonder who they're gonna do last because like this character was cool, but it wasn't hype. Like
You know, like
it's not he wasn't a fan favorite. I mean,
given how they ended the first Fighter Pass, I don't know. They'll probably just do another character. You know,
give us another Fire Emblem character with a sword.
another game would have to come out first. It's probably going to be, it's probably going to be someone linked to the new Zelda game,
Ooh,
which we'll
ooh,
touch upon later.
yeah. I truly wonder if they're daring enough to do that.
But we just got a Smash character. We'll hold off on predictions for a few months.
All right, fair enough, fair enough. Let's see now. Next, okay, now I think we can move on. What happened next in the direct? Life is
It
Strange,
was
if I
like a
remember
third
correctly, right?
party. It was like a third party like it's part, but it started, yeah, with the Life of Strange games.
I've never played. I know people gush about it.
It's like an interactive novel game. I'm personally not a big fan. I think mainly because the voice acting is really hit or miss. Like you either like it or it's like really cringy.
Voice
Like
acting.
there's like my least favorite character in the yeah, it's a yeah, it's like a one of those uh what are those called? Like interactive novel type games. I don't
Barely
know how to
better
describe
than
it.
a visual novel.
It yeah,
You
yeah,
or
it's probably
well,
it's visual novel
okay,
maybe.
no. I think are you familiar with the Telltale games?
Yeah,
Is it
okay,
like
it's
that?
like that. It's like that.
Ah,
That's what those games
okay.
are like. It has a cool type of story, but like there's one character I really hate, and like they gave her dialogue like "relax, playa," and she's like the whitest girl you've ever seen.
Oh no.
So like the game's not inherently bad. I just think the writing is just mixed. It's probably like the 13 Reasons Why crowd would like it.
Ah,
Yeah,
edgy.
not for that reason, but it's like edgy teenager humor
Okay, okay.
and
So
talking. Yeah,
out of my demographic by this point.
I mean you could probably just try the first one, like dip your toe, but I'm sure it's cheap or something.
Steam sale appeals. I've seen it on Steam enough times.
Yeah, and then just other third party stuff like they showed off that Guardians of the Galaxy game again. There was like this weird worm fighting game or like arena fighter type game.
Worms is a turn-based is like one of the last like
It's turn
turn-based
based.
franchise. No, the
Is
original
it?
Worms. Have you
Oh,
not played the
okay.
original Worms?
No, I didn't know even know it was a thing.
Yeah, Worms is a turn-based. It's basically the same thing that you saw in the trailer, except it's turn-based. Like, but
It
positioning
didn't. The
and like
trailer didn't.
shooting
Oh, okay,
and
I see what
shit
you're
like
saying.
that. That's all there. It's just turn-based instead. Like you take
Hmm.
turns moving and shooting each other.
Mm.
But this action-packed frenetic thing, that this is not what like Worms is known for. Like now it just looks like every other kind of game like it. Like the turn-based thing is what made Worms unique, and now they're trying to blend in with the
I think
crowd.
just turn based is just kind of dying for modern audiences. I think if you have to pretty much be an established fan.
Yeah, no one plays turn-based anymore. It's
The only
unfortunate.
popular one is like Pokemon,
Like,
and to a
but
lesser extent like Fire Emblem and stuff.
like with the last major like triple A turn-based thing that I can think of, since Square Enix ain't doing it for some reason, is Miitopia.
Pokemon is right there. What are you talking about?
Right. Okay, but
I
Nintendo's
literally said Pokemon like 2 seconds ago.
yeah, okay, fine, fine. But even Pokemon, it's been at least it's been like a couple of years since
But
Sword and Shield.
they stayed true to the whole turn-based thing.
Nah, yeah, that's true. That's true. And Pokemon fourth gen is coming up too.
Hmm. But that's not in this direct, so we're not going to talk about it today.
Yeah, let's not open that can of worms.
And then the other notable third-party game was, or more collection, I should say, is the Monkey Ball games. Now, I haven't played these games, but I've heard they have a really devout fan base.
I
Kind of like
I
another game that'll show up eventually. We'll talk about it later. I've heard
um
nothing but good things. The people who love it really love it.
yeah.
Like a cult classic type thing.
Like it looks really fun. Like I've watched like a couple speed runs of Super Monkey Ball, like the different games, since I haven't played it either, but it looks fun as hell. And I like the moment I saw those speed runs, I really wanted to play the games. The problem is that they were all on GameCube, so and I
This might be your chance to pick it up.
yeah, I want it. I think I want to get it. Like
Mm-hmm.
it'll look because it looks good. I'm gonna wait first and let people tell me whether or not the physics are the same.
Mm-hmm.
So and then I'll probably still get it because it looks fun as hell. And I won't be able to tell because I've never played the original. But let's see now. Let's see now. Super Monkey Ball. Right, right. Next, what? Are you excited for the new Mario Party?
Yeah,
Remastered Mario
before they
Party,
showed
kind
that was
of.
going to be, I thought it was going to be like, or what you're saying is it should have been Super Mario Party all along. This is what it should have been.
You think so?
I thought this was before I saw like it was going to be released on this day pre-order. So I thought it was going to be like paid DLC because the assets are pretty much the same,
Yeah.
like the models and stuff.
It's using the same engine
Yeah, the
1000%.
same engine.
Because
Yeah,
even some of the HUD elements are still there.
yeah. But it looks like they're giving us like classic Mario Party boards, but online too, and then like hundreds of mini games. And that seems great. That seems
That
like
that
what people have wanted out of a Mario Party online or online Mario Party.
that would explain why they decided to add Mario online to Mario Party 2 years later to Super Mario
Yeah,
Party,
maybe they wanted to test the water, see if there were still people interested.
and then their servers got flooded or some. Okay, now I don't think I
Mm.
heard anything about that, but I can imagine that they got enough activity out of it.
But but yeah, as for this, I think I don't think
I
I'd probably wait for a sale. I don't think I'd pick this up day one unless all my friends are getting it.
I like I played a good amount of Super Mario Party, but I personally don't know, but I played a lot of it.
Hmm.
And I have to say, I miss the brutality of
You miss the old style, yeah.
the old style. Like,
Right.
Super Mario Party is like kind of gentle. Where, like, for example, if you land on like the bad space where bad things happen to you, you like maybe like
Hmm.
lose some coins or like you get moved somewhere or not. But like the
Yeah,
original Mario Party is like you give a star
I
to your
remember
enemy, and I'm just like
we used
that
to
was
play Mario Party 8
brutal.
all the time after school.
Yeah,
Oh yes, the last acceptable Mario Party 8. Especially that Bowser map where you would like take stars from people as you pass through.
yeah, it was evil. Like you were like people. I think Nintendo maybe just wanted to get rid of that idea of you
But
lose your
yeah,
friends
because
when you play Mario Party
that
because
the
Super
next
Mario
game
Party
was
was so
Mario Party
tame.
9, whereas it was like
Be
all
friends and
teamwork, move at
work
the same
together.
time.
Who who the hell wants to do that? We want to destroy each other.
Exactly. Yeah, people are competitive. We got to take out our aggression on something. Why not our friends?
uh, who they're not gonna
But
be
yeah,
your
like I said
friends
before,
anymore after the end of this.
hey, we survived.
Somehow, do we?
But yeah,
Well, no, wait, not everyone now that I think about it. I think I've made a couple enemies along the way.
At least out of our group, you know.
Fair enough.
But what's it called? But yeah, like I said, I probably wouldn't get it day one unless we were all planning like my friends to get it and stuff.
Again, I would like
I think I've
to,
just
but
been without a traditional Mario Party for so long. I really don't care anymore, if that makes sense. Like I think I wouldn't say outgrown it, but it's just like the hype isn't there anymore because it's been so long since traditional Mario Party. It's kind of like
uh,
I am with Mario Kart. I played Mario Kart 8 to death, and then with
same.
Deluxe when it came on the Switch, I pretty much just got the cups and stopped playing. I really didn't dabble online.
Mm,
So maybe I just need like a new thing. Maybe this would work, but like I said, I'm not like eagerly anticipating. It's like if I get it, cool, you know.
yeah. Um, like I'm surprised they didn't actually do like a Mario Kart anything. Like I
Yeah,
really
same
want them
here.
to. I really want them to.
I mean, this is cool, but I really thought we get like a Mario Kart teaser, or some indication that's being worked on. I guess they didn't want to pull a Bayonetta 3, Metroid Prime 4, where they show it and it's gone for 2 years.
Yeah. Like I think they learned with that not
Yeah,
to do that
maybe
because
they'll show
like
it around the holidays.
maybe because like all of these games that they announced are coming this year. Like
Maybe
versus like some of the
because,
games that they announced like a while ago are coming later after that.
or maybe it's just because Mario Kart 8 Deluxe somehow keeps selling. They've used the same bundle for like the past 3 Christmases.
You know what? That is true. Why make another one when the original is still selling?
Yeah.
The Skyrim logic.
Mm-hmm.
The
Watch, they're gonna port it to the Switch Pro in the future. Or no, they're not gonna call it. They're gonna call it the new Nintendo Switch,
new
not the Switch
Nintendo
Pro.
Switch.
Confuse people yet again with your terrible naming, Nintendo.
I no, I understand. There's a cultural reason why they went with the word "new." Like in Japan, "new" doesn't mean new in English. New
Okay,
means like special.
okay, that doesn't mean they couldn't like they Smash Brothers Ultimate in Japan is called Super Smash Brothers Special.
That when
They could have changed the
translated, that's
word.
true. That
They
is
could have
true.
changed the word.
They could have changed the word "new" 3DS.
Hmm. But all right, the next game. This is where Nintendo won for me.
Oh boy, here we go. I,
Metroid Dread.
it looks cool as shit. I'm gonna say that right now.
Yeah, there's a lot to talk about with this game. But just for audience's sake, what's your history with Metroid?
Me?
No,
Um.
you.
uh, I'll I have played a lot of Metroid-like games, but I have never actually
Like
played
Metroidvania.
Metroid. Yes,
Yeah,
Metroidvania.
yeah.
The word lost me, but I've never actually played any Metroid games, which I find to be like a what you call it, a tragedy. There we go. Because you're considering how much I do like this type of game,
Hmm.
but I'm just wondering, do I need to like go to history because apparently, according to the trailer, this is the fifth one.
Yeah.
Do I need to go
Okay,
back?
so that's the thing. So Metroid, there's two different types of Metroid. There's 2D, like 2D Metroid, and then there's the 3D games.
The Prime ones, right?
So yeah, the Prime trilogy, and I guess like quadrilogy with Prime 4.
Hmm.
So there's like the games Nintendo made: Metroid, Super Metroid, no, Metroid, Metroid 2, Super Metroid, Metroid Fusion, and then now Metroid Dread. So there's technically 5 games in the like in the official timeline thing. Around the time Metroid Fusion was released, Nintendo let Retro Studios do their own take on Metroid,
Hmm.
which is eventually adopted into the official timeline, but it takes place between the first 2 games.
Oh.
So like, they put
Re-
it in there, but they put it like in a little corner.
retroactive uh additions to the major
but
timeline just
but you
because it did that
technically
well.
but you technically don't need to play the Metroid games to do the for 2D Metroid.
Hmm. All
They're
right.
just, but they're like nice side thing. So
But
if you look at a lot of reactions to people with Metroid Dread, like big Metroid fans,
yeah,
you'll notice that they really gush over when the title is shown, Metroid Dread.
yeah, I got
You've noticed that,
I don't
right?
know anything, but I got goosebumps when like both just the Metroid 5 like thing is like, ooh, they're confident. And then they actually did the actual title and it's like, ooh.
Yeah. See, there's a lot of layers to that. It's like an onion. So
That's surface
with
that's just surface level action for me. Yeah, no, please explain to me if there's
no,
anything
yeah.
special about it.
So with the Metroid games, there was the first one, then the second, Super Metroid, the third one. With this kind of started with Super Metroid. In the title's opening for Super Metroid, it says Metroid 3, and then it opens up to Super Metroid. They
Oh.
continued that to Metroid Fusion, where it says Metroid 4, and then it opens up to Metroid Fusion. And they do the same thing here. They start by saying Metroid 5, and then they say the actual title.
Oh.
But what's special about this title is that this game was a canceled game.
Really?
Metroid Dread was teased back in Metroid Prime 3.
Oh.
There is a special audio, or not audio, there's a special like uh info log thing you could see that was saying thanks for playing our game, like see you in Metroid Dread or like Project Dread, something like that.
Oh.
And the game was like kind of canceled due to Metroid not being as popular anymore around that time. But it looks like they brought it back. If you watch the Treehouse after, the main guy who develops the Metroid games, he was saying how like they didn't have they didn't think that they could do Metroid Dread properly like they wanted, because at that time Metroid, the main 2D games they were on the Game Boy Advance with Metroid Fusion and the remake of Metroid 1, Metroid Zero Mission.
Yeah.
If you
Hey,
don't
Switch is a
know,
portal.
there hasn't been a home console version of Metroid since 1993.
Oh. Okay, not including
Since
primes.
Super
Not
Metroid,
including primes.
not including Primes, 2D Metroid since Super Metroid.
Ah.
And Super Metroid is considered to be one of the greatest games of all time.
Hmm.
So it looks like if you look at the engine, it's very similar to the remake of Metroid 2 that came out a few years ago on the 3DS.
That was, yeah, I remember that. I remember that.
Yeah, Return of Samus, or Samus
Yes.
Returns.
Yes.
The people who made that, I'm forgetting their names, but the studio that remade that game, I guess they were so impressed with what they did that they're having them do this remake or this new Metroid game.
Hey, if they're doing
So it's in a
well, why
similar
not
engine, it seems.
not why not why not give them a chance to prove themselves even more
Hmm.
so?
Yeah, but as far as if you're interested in this game and you want to kind of dabble in Metroid, while it's good to play like the first two Metroids, if you can't really have access to those two, you really only need you can really start out with Super Metroid because its intro does like a recap of what happens in the first two. You'll be caught up story wise.
Oh, okay.
So, and everyone who has a Switch online and with online has access to Super Metroid. So that's all you need to do.
I will consider it after the Xenoblade because I still
Hmm.
need to play the original Xenoblade. I have it,
Yeah.
but I haven't opened it yet. Haven't had time.
Hmm.
Too busy with Genshin Impact. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Metroid. The Metroid fans have been clamoring for a new Metroid game, and we got it when we least expected. No one expected this at all.
I'm sure no one did,
Actually,
especially
I
since
I
people were.
heard I did wait a minute. I did hear some rumors that they were saying they were going to do a 2D Metroid, but people thought it would be like a remake or something, or like a port of Super Metroid or something.
Yeah, because
No
like
one expected a new one, especially being a Metroid Dread. No one expected that.
I think I think part of that has to do with the fact that Metroid Prime 4 was announced and they were like, that's gonna be the only Metroid thing, and that's a big thing that's coming up.
Hmm.
And then now they announce this, and this is coming before Prime 4,
Hmm.
which I find to be like they're
Yeah,
They
we probably would
really
have got them
messed up
around.
announcing some of these games so early.
We'll see. We probably would have got them around the same time. It's just that some stuff was happening with retro. Remember, like it
Yeah,
went back to Nintendo for a bit and then went back to retro.
but
It was being
I heard they
juggled
were
for a bit.
I heard that they were having development troubles.
Yeah, because when the first Metroid Prime came out, they also released, I think, on the same day or really close to it, Metroid Fusion. So they've done something similar like this before,
Hmm,
where they did 2D and 3D around the same time. That's probably what they were going to try to do.
interesting.
But then, this happened. So,
Yeah,
which is great. And, I'm like a huge Metroid fan, as
yeah.
if it wasn't clear enough already, audience.
You are pro you. I can imagine. We honestly should watch this together.
Oh, yeah, my
Like I
reaction was
wasn't.
nuts.
Yeah, I would have been. It would have been hilarious to for me, but amazing for
If
you.
you want to see a reaction similar to mine, go look up this guy Arlo. He pretty much
Yes,
gave
Arlo.
a same reaction as me and the same
Uh,
points and everything.
yeah. Considering how much like Metroid stuff that I know from you, like just through diffusion,
Osmosis.
osmosis.
Yeah.
Well, technically diffusion, but semantics. Anyway,
Yeah, it's a
I
and
I
what's
think
cool.
yeah.
Okay.
I as an outsider, I think it looks really cool. The fact that
Yeah.
I didn't watch the gameplay because I didn't have time, but does it did it like switch between like the cinematic shots on occasion and like the 2D
Yeah.
perspective all the
Yeah, there's
time?
like in-game cutscenes that go through gameplay and such, like goes into gameplay and such.
Like was it like clear when or like I just found it so cool that it seamlessly transitioned between the two all the time,
hmm
and I thought that was really cool.
What looks
Like
really cool about this game is that like those stealth sections, like there's this what it looks like is that this thing is unkillable. You just
yeah.
have to avoid it. It's
Mm.
constant there's constantly something that like this unkillable enemy that you have to deal with either by hiding from it or running away from it.
I always liked like 2D platformer stealth mechanics. Like they're always fun.
Well, this isn't technically a platformer, but yeah, I see what you mean.
Well, they're like 2D platform navigation with combined with stealth.
Yeah, I would compare this more to open world than to platformer. It incentivizes what's the word? Exploration.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just go looking
Exploration, the
for
magic
stuff and
word.
then you find parts like, I can't access this here yet. You find a new gadget. Let me try that gadget here. Oh, look, it did something. Trial and error exploration. That's the
Yeah.
name of Metroidvania.
But
Yeah, so I
I
and then when I found out it was coming out this year, I was going even more berserk.
was it November or October? Like
October.
a lot of games that were announced here are like coming out between October and November. Like they're
hmm
all coming out about the same time, which is weird.
I mean, they did this with Odyssey. They showed it at the E3, and then it came out October.
Yeah, that's true, but no, I'm not like one or two games. Yeah, sure, but almost all like all the Nintendo games that were Nintendo made games are coming up all that were announced here are coming about that same time, like all of them or most of
hmm
them, if not all of them. Like they're clearly trying to hit that holiday market hard. Like none like I did you see any summer releases?
No,
What is coming out in
I
summer
mean,
here?
actually, it's probably like third-party stuff to hold over until the fall when we get the big Nintendo hitters.
Yeah. Um,
All right, but I
was
think
there?
we talked enough about Metroid Dread. We should move on
Yes.
to
And the next game on the list, WarioWare.
yeah.
I
I was briefly talking to you about this, how they did like a survey saying if people would be interested in it or like they would be like, what price would you want to buy this game at?
yeah.
And then look what happened. Sorry, gets shown off. WarioWare something together, something like that.
Yeah, I remember that same conversation. I was like, okay, if they're only just asking about it now, That means
Get
that
get it together. That's what it's called.
they're
WarioWare
not.
Get
That
It
means that
Together.
it's in that's in not that they just started development. But apparently, no. I guess I have to eat my words.
I think they were literally just trying to figure out the price.
That I mean, what better way than blatantly asking your
Like, yeah,
entire uh user base? User base.
yeah. It seems. I used to be a big fan of WarioWare back in the day, especially the Wii one. I had a lot of fun with that one.
Was that Shake It if I remember correctly?
No, that's Wario Land.
No, no. Oh
This
yeah,
is
yeah.
WarioWare, where it's like those mini
WarioWare.
game
No,
stuff.
no, no. I remember. I'm just trying to figure out the subtitle because WarioWare has
That
always
was
had
Shake It.
yeah, but WarioWare always had or the Wario games
Oh,
always
oh,
had
the
fun
WarioWare.
subtitles.
It was a Smooth Moves,
Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember now. I remember now.
and I played a lot of that one. I had a
Smooth
blast.
moves.
And I'm in a similar position like Mario Party, where I think it's just like it's been so long that it's like it's cool, but I'm not as like eager about it.
I'm surprised it's or you could technically say the same logic with or you could say the same logic with Metroid. Like
Well,
that. Like it's been
Metroid hit
so
me.
long, but that
Metroid hit
like
me in a different way than WarioWare, but also there's been like we got the Metroid 2 remake a few years ago, so
that yeah, the 3DS one,
more
right?
recent than WarioWare. Yeah.
That that's fair. And was there a
And then
WarioWare on Wii U?
also I just have a better connection with Metroid than like WarioWare or Mario Party.
Yeah.
It's like literally it's probably my favorite video game franchise. But as for yes, there was a WarioWare, but it was like kind of like a lesser one. Took more advantage of the Wii U mechanics than being like a micro game collection.
Yeah. This one it looks like it's gonna take advantage of single Joy-Con similar to Super Mario Party.
Hmm.
It's gonna be that, but probably gonna be simpler and simple enough just because it's well, micro games. Uh I I just hope there aren't too many janky controls, but it looks fun as hell though.
Yeah,
Like but I think we've said everything we could. Next was Shin Megami Tensei 5. I don't have any connection.
same. And
I
it's
can't say
I
much
mean, good for
other
you, Shin Megami Tensei fans.
yeah.
But I really
Yeah.
don't no interest. Not because I think it looks boring, but I never played another game, and this wasn't quite enough to draw me in. Like I never
My
played another Monster Hunter, but it was interesting enough for me to pick up Monster Hunter Rise.
yeah.
This one, not feeling quite the same.
I have I have okay interest. Not like there I mean there's probably other games I would want to play first.
Hmm.
But it like I like the idea of it. My main problem at on like surface level is the protagonist. Weirdly
Oh yeah,
enough,
I thought he was a girl at first. No, it's a dude.
yeah. The only reason why I was able to tell that
Holy
it was a
fish
dude.
face! It's a guy.
Oh my god. God damn. But the only reason why I was able to tell it was a dude is because I was like, that's a male school uniform. That
Yeah.
on the original person. So that means
I mean,
it's a
hey,
dude.
maybe it is a girl, but they just want to wear the male uniform.
I mean that's cool and all. Problem is that's Japan. Those types of breaking gender norms isn't as much of a thing there.
Yeah.
But so but either way, anime in general is known for some really like this is always a problem with anime. Like sometimes it's a dude and sometimes it's actually they're intentionally trying to trick you or something like that, and other times it's just because they just made them look unusually cute.
Hmm.
It's really weird. Why did you why did you just send me
I
this
was
now?
looking for this clip. I was hoping someone would make it.
I'll look at it later.
Mm.
But
But yeah, not much to say from us on this
yeah.
game.
Okay, it's time for me to talk a bit because I feel I personally have felt like a little bit sidelined just because there's a decent amount that we've talked about so far that like I think it's cool. I would want to play that game, but I've never played any of them in the series.
Hmm.
But this one, it's gonna be the other way around because Danganronpa, I've played some of the games and I can actually talk about it, and I don't think you've played it.
Take the floor source.
It's a remake plus some. I'm not familiar with the board game thing that they're doing. That apparently is new according to the trailer, but like I'm not too into the franchise, so. But just to give you an idea, are you familiar with the game actually is?
No.
It it's basically detective. You're being a detective kind of situation. That's the like simplest way. Like the general plot is group of people are put together. They have to kill each other to get out of bad situation, and they have to get away with it. Like no one else can find out that they're the ones that killed them. And then so when someone dies, then it's your job to find out who did it. And if they get away with
Okay.
it, then or if they get away with it, then they win. If not, the whatever game that they're stuck in continues. I hope that's a good enough explanation.
Close
But
enough.
close enough. But it's a really fun franchise. The problem is that one anime. So people always have a problem with like anime for some reason. But oh,
It was just like when we were growing up, anime was just something to hate on. It was like, wow, you're a nerd or you're weird. You like those Japanese cards. And then back in the day, anime was just I always had this stigma of being like, oh, it looks, like hentai and stuff, blah blah blah. And that's just kind of never left. It's the same thing about girls play video games nowadays, but back then it was like that's a boys thing,
yeah.
which is still kind of stay with it. It's a similar thing.
But the other problem is like the fan base is every fan base has its toxic people, but Danganronpa has some no not necessarily toxic. Got some weird people. Weird is the right word. I wouldn't
You
say
think
they're
Jackster
not.
is weird?
um, God damn it!
Well, yeah, no, okay, but I'm following.
Like because it's just because the type of each of the characters are really eccentric, and that type of eccentricity tends to gather eccentric people.
Mm.
Like so, I totally understand why it gathered people like that. But it's a fun game. That although it's a bit, it has a lot of visual novel aspects to it as well because there's a lot of talking, and if you're not
Mm.
that type of person, you're basically it's a it is pretty much like watching a glorified interactive anime. Like
So it's
for
like not some. It's not something that would get someone into the genre.
no, or you would have to be. I think no, it wouldn't be something that would get you into the genre. Not unless if you like the characters or the story that much. It's very much you might as well be more watching something like you're not the gameplay isn't the reason why you play it. That's a way to put it. People are probably gonna hate me for that, that but tell me that you actually like the gameplay, which is half the time just clicking to advance the next line.
I don't know. I kind of, to be honest, when the trailer happened, I kind of zoned out.
No,
I was still riding the Metroid high.
oh yeah, most definitely. Like anything on the in betweens of actual Nintendo stuff, especially on hype announcements, just get destroyed for attention.
Yeah.
But let's see now. Next,
Speaking of which,
probably something that raised hype for a very small group of people because I
It was Monkey Ball 2.0 over here.
yeah, Monkey Ball 2.0, like another one of these. Advance Wars.
Advance
The
Wars 1 and 2 remaster.
yes.
Now, unlike Monkey Ball, I actually have a much bigger interest in this game or this these couple games.
I believe if I remember correctly, this is the game that led to Fire Emblem, if I remember correctly.
I think it's the other way around.
No,
This came out at the
I'll
first one was
figure
on the
that out.
Game Boy. The first one was on the Game Boy Advance, I think.
Oh, okay, no, never mind, never mind. Then I'm talking out of my ass.
I'll check while we're talking, but I think it's the other way around.
But I
Yeah,
like
2001 Game Boy Advance. Yeah,
I don't know why, but I always like the aesthetic of the like stay zoomed out for like RPG views and then like zoom into all this coolness kind of thing for turn based. Like I don't know why like certain turn based games don't do that more. That then again, like we mentioned earlier, turn based is kind of dying.
I think you're thinking of the Fire Emblem thing because it's literally the same people who make Fire Emblem, Intelligent Studios.
Yes. But it's not, and it's not just that. Like for example, another game that comes to mind that does that is the XCOM games. Like it doesn't like improve in any quality, but it does like zoom in and like show off all the actions.
Mhm.
If you're familiar with the XCOM games, I actually should have asked that first.
No, I'm not.
Oh, then that went completely out the window for you.
Yeah,
Uh, but overall, like, it's another like I'm interested, but I'm not. I don't have like personal nostalgia or anything like that.
yeah,
Like
same. But like I said, I've heard about it over the years, so interest more than Monkey Ball anyway.
yeah. Now, something that I
Oh,
believe.
this was the screenshot I was talking about from Metroid Prime 3. It
Let's
was
see.
an experiment status report update. Metroid Project Dread is nearing the final stages of completion.
Oh,
So
oh,
it was like a cool in-universe way of revealing it, and it's awesome that it's finally gonna happen.
that is so okay. That's really cool, but man, that is confident. Getting
I mean,
clearly
Metroid was riding a high for the time.
fair, fair. Yeah, if I remember correctly, of all the timings. Yeah,
They had
that
a
that
successful trilogy. It was gonna be their next 2D Metroid, and then just something kind of got lost along the way.
yeah. But let's see now. The last chunk of the stuff that happened during the whole direct, the Zelda stuff.
I got concerned at this part. Okay, so
Oh
there's two
yeah.
parts in this direct I was concerned for. The first was in the Smash part because I thought when I saw Sakurai, I thought he was gonna do like a Sakurai Presents in the E3.
Oh, and
I
those are
thought it
like
was
40
like
minutes of just
35
the
minutes of him,
entire
yeah, of
thing.
him talking about Kazuya. And
That
if it wasn't E3, like I wouldn't have minded, but it's E3 and it was like really that took up all the time. It would have been a Guardians of the Galaxy all over again.
it's a Guardians of the Galaxy, like, and no, and then it would been like, oh no, that's part. People at E3 were like, oh no, that's part for the course this year, apparently.
Hmm. But thankfully, I was wrong.
uh, imagine though,
Yeah,
people would
I
have
was
been
very
pissed.
concerned.
No, like I don't think even like a reveal like Steve could have pulled that off.
Hmm. But
Um,
and then the second part I was concerned about was when he said this is the last announcement, and it
mm,
was Hyrule
Hyrule
Warriors
Wars.
DC. I didn't know he was gonna say like the last parts are just Zelda announcements in general. The way it was worded, it was like
He should have
this
said it is the
last
last
thing.
segment, not the
Yeah,
last.
that's what he should have said.
That
And
wording
I was
was
so glad to be wrong.
Yes, I
Because
think
I
so.
like I don't hate Hyrule Wars or anything. I don't have experience with it, and I just
I
kind of felt. But even then, I kind of felt like to end it on just DLC for Hyrule Warriors.
the
I was like,
weird
oh
okay,
no.
the weird thing for me with Hyrule Warriors was like I was super interested in the story, but I like
And
played
then I
like the
heard the story like dropped the ball or something, right?
did it? I never got the
That
game.
I osmosis.
Mm. No, I don't know. I'll find that out later. But I
Yeah,
played the demo and I was just like, I have lost so much interest just because I don't like that kind of gameplay.
same. Yeah, I like
Like,
I played Hyrule Warriors for a bit, but it got too repetitive for me.
like I
Felt too button
was,
mashy.
yeah, I was so fascinated with the story, like just from the demo, and but I was just like, the gameplay's like, I don't like it when I'm trying to get through the gameplay to find out the story. It's usually I'm sometimes okay with it the other way around, but that's only sometimes. But when it's the other way around, it's just like nah. Not unless it's making me laugh. But that's a different story. But generally speaking, no, that's bad. Bad. You need to have at least okay in both categories of story and gameplay if you have a story.
Mm. But yeah, overall, not yeah. It's at least it wasn't the only thing
Yeah.
announced, which leads to what the Game and Zelda or the Game and Watch Zelda,
Game and Watch Zelda,
which
and
was pretty cool. They did the same thing with
collector's
Mario,
item.
right?
Yeah, they did it
For
with
Mario's 35th anniversary.
yeah,
But
but
this has three games instead of
yeah.
just one,
Mm.
and it looks cool. Can't say it doesn't.
Yeah,
Cool
it's
thing, nifty collector's item, like you said.
collector's item, and that's kind of the start and the end of it.
Yeah. I may pick it up if I'll have like what I want that. Like pick
Yeah.
it up on a whim, kind of like I did with Monster Hunter Rise.
Mm.
Like I'll just get it, but we'll see if it's hard to get like the other one. Like I don't know. I like Zelda more than Mario,
Stopping.
so well, we'll see. And then that was it. There was nothing else after that. They kind of ended on a low note. It was like the last Zelda thing. Really wasn't anything else after that, right?
Yeah. You. No.
Excuse me, my co-host is having a seizure.
Yes. The one game that I'm like hyped as for. Just.
Advance Wars?
Ah.
No, we're obviously talking about the Breath of the Wild sequel, or as I'm going to be calling it, Breath of Fresh Air.
Breath of fresh air.
Given that a majority of it takes place in the sky.
Yes.
But since you're the one who's really excited, go for it. You start.
I was okay. I was kind of worried when they said that they were going to be using the original Hyrule map,
Oh yeah, I agree with you. Yeah.
and then like okay, all of this has completely dashed my worries away.
Mm.
Like instantly, like all my worries about that little tidbit just
Do you
gone.
think? Do you think it will be short though? Given that it looks, it's like segments and they're all in the sky.
No, I think that what they're gonna do, they're gonna give us a new way to traverse, like in the air.
Yeah, but
They
what I'm
have
saying
to.
is that because it's hovering over the first map, do you think the game will be shorter then? Like it won't be as expansive because of that?
That's a good point. I think they're gonna make up for that in other ways. Like, they're probably gonna be adding more gameplay elements or like
Maybe.
new mechanics that require that. I think, but no matter what, I think the exploration is gonna be down just a bit. But
Okay.
going back to the same exact place, it could be that could work to
Do
their
you
favor
Oh
in
yeah, I wanted to ask.
exploration as well.
Yeah, I wanted to ask. Do you think we'll go back to the ground in this game?
Oh, most definitely. There's no way. That's too much space that they're not gonna take advantage of. No, like,
I
but
don't
one way
know.
that they
I don't know if it's just gonna be like a bottom, like a void if you fall off of the stuff in the sky. I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
that would be cool though. Like you could Imagine if you can actually just swan dive off the floating island and just
Honestly,
go
I don't
down.
think it's going to be the case. I think if they do let you go, it's going to be like post game content, like after you put the castle back on the ground.
Yeah.
I think that's what's going to happen. I don't think during the main game you're going to be able to go between both.
I hope so because
Oh yeah, no,
if it's
I'd love to be
limited,
wrong. I'm just saying what I think.
if that's limited, then it's not gonna be in like the spirit of the original one. If
But
you
then
see a
again,
place,
it's
you
not
can
the
go there.
original. Breath of the Wild, it was more about exploration of the wild. This is going to be something different. Like you
But
said, more emphasis on the gameplay than exploration, probably,
yeah,
because it's in segments. Would I want to be wrong? Yeah, I'd like a bigger anything Zelda, but I'm kind of just saying what I think would happen.
yeah.
But hey, they proved me wrong before.
Hmm. I I have so many expectations for the game, and
Yeah, you were a really big fan of Breath of the Wild.
I
I mean, I'm not saying I was not, but this guy definitely was
the
super into it.
like I did everything except Korra collecting because
Hmm.
no, that's just tedious.
Because no, you literally just earn a pile of golden turd.
Sure, sure. And are you trying to stop yourself from swearing?
Yeah,
I already swear in this, so whatever.
that's too damn bad.
But all like I wonder what the story is gonna be with all this like I'm gonna because like Link has like a weird arm on the floating islands and stuff like that. All
Yeah, is that arm you saw on the trailer? Is that his arm? That like robotic-y arm?
yeah, I think that's his. That's his arm because
And he
he has
becomes a
this.
flamethrower?
Yo, that sounds hilarious.
No, it was. There was a section where he
Yeah,
was shooting
no,
fire out of it.
yeah, and I think that's cool.
Oh, okay.
I think it like I remember like one of the mechanics from Breath of the Wild was like lighting a campfire to make a breeze of wind. Imagine not just being able to do that with a flamethrower. That sounds cool. To like do you remember that? That's like one of the funnier things that you could do
Yeah,
for mobility.
you remember that.
Uh but I think this let's see now, is there anything else that I can think of
Oh,
for
to piggyback on what you're saying about the story, I think anything like as long as they do better than the ending of the first game, then they'll be fine.
yeah.
The ending is notoriously been criticized harshly
I
by everybody. Everyone knows how underwhelming the ending was, especially if
I'm
you completionisted it.
yeah, I'm sure they're listening, or they were listening, because
I hope you're right.
that was like the one real problem with Breath of the Wild, like that, like you couldn't really redeem, like the weapon breaking mechanic. I understood why from gameplay aspect, but I doesn't mean I it doesn't feel good to have your cool weapon break. But
Hmm.
but versus like the final boss fight, that was inexcusable.
Yeah, it was way too easy, and then just the ending period, like
Yeah.
after like the cutscene and stuff, it was just really underwhelming.
Like, you know what had like a much better ending, quote unquote? The Champions DLC. Did you play the Champions DLC?
I did, yes, and you're right,
Like
it did.
like the like the monk at the end. Like you just you all the like throughout all the shrines, you all these monks never moved, and like the ending, one of them finally moves.
Hmm.
Like you're
That was
like
really
you
cool.
see like the lines that he's saying. It's like, oh daddy da, it's all this again, daddy daddy da, and then he's like, he just starts moving, and like he says a different line, and you're just like, wait, what? And like you just start teleporting up, and you're like, what?
Yeah, that part was really cool.
Like that is how the ending should have been. Like a twist, but yet not so lame of a auto scroller of a boss fight. And then like another thing, the boss fight was cool too. That was another thing.
Hmm. Yeah,
Like,
imagine if that was base, like
ah,
base content.
Well,
somehow
no,
incorporated into the story. I think
no,
if that was incorporated into the story naturally, somehow,
it would be so much
I
better.
would be willing to pay more than $60.
Yeah, I would too because that was so cool. But I just wish that both both Calamity Ganon and Dark Beast Ganon was just as mechanically rich as the monk boss fight.
Mhm.
Like there were so many different mechanics in that boss fight. Like you had to adapt so many different ways. I just wish it was
Oh,
more like that.
speaking of Ganon, did you when Ganon's dead body was shown? Did you think that was the Zelda trailer in the
I
beginning?
no, I noticed it was Ocarina of Time Ganon, so
Yeah, no, I thought it was
I noticed
smashed
that
right
right
away because it
away.
said not in-game footage.
Oh my god,
But
that ruins it
a
every
lot
time.
of people were thinking that.
Yeah.
And like I know reactions are on Twitter.
Mm.
So I was just wondering if you were one of those people.
No, I wasn't. I saw Ocarina of Time Ganon. I'm like, oh, this is Smash Bros.
Mhm.
Because they're the quote unquote HD render of Ocarina of Time Ganon is Smash Bros exclusive, right? If I remember correctly.
Mhm.
So that's the reason
Well,
why.
pretty much, yeah. We just haven't seen that interpretation of Ganon
Yeah, like it.
since Ocarina of Time.
Yeah. So
I,
if
as an,
unless if it
a quick
were,
aside, I really liked what they did with the Zelda representation in Smash.
yeah,
Like they just kind of pulled from all different video games of
yeah,
Zelda. Like they pulled Ganon from Ocarina of Time. They pulled Zelda from A Link to the Past. That was really cool. I love her
yeah,
design. Sheik is she's also from Ocarina of Time, but that was
yeah,
her. That was like her game.
yeah. The one game where she
And
actually did
then,
something.
well, actually, the Sheik design in Ultimate is actually what? Okay, so in Twilight Princess, Sheik was supposed to be in there,
Oh,
which is what we got that design in Brawl along with Zelda's Brawl design.
oh.
Sheik was eventually cut out of Twilight Princess, so that's what we're seeing. If anything, you could argue with Twilight Princess representation if you wanted to make that argument.
At this
And
point,
then,
I think it's closer to just Smash representation. Then it's a Smash
yeah, like
interpretation now. That's
those
all because
characters that
that's
are
the
just
only
Smash characters, yeah, like Falcon and stuff.
poor Falcon getting executed live on stage.
You know what? Actually, I think that was just Nintendo's way of saying that these characters are not getting any more games. Think
Eh,
about who was executed: Captain Falcon,
wait, but
Pit,
Ganondorf though.
Min
Ganondorf though.
Min.
Wait,
Well, he doesn't count. He doesn't count.
wait,
Think
wait.
about it: F
No,
Zero, Kid Icarus, Arms, and then
no,
and then just Fire Emblem because no more Fire Emblem characters.
no.
It's more of a joke, but it's just wouldn't that be kind of funny if that trend
But
kept up?
the more you say it though, the more like I'm like. At first, I'm just like, nah, and I'm like, wait a minute.
Stop. Wait a minute.
uh, um, but I think that's the. But I think we've hit the entirety of the direct, unless if you want to talk about Mario Rabbids, because that's technically not part of it.
No, I think
Like I love Mario Rabbids, but
I never, I started it and I never really got to finish it. I think another game came out around the same time and I played that.
yeah,
But when I started it, I liked it. I just never got to finish it.
yeah.
So yeah, yeah, you'll take the lead on it.
Mario Rabbids is like one of the best parts about it. Weirdly enough, or is the way that the Rabbids interact with Mario, like, or with the Mario franchise, not Mario specifically, because there's some really creative stuff in there, and it's like, why isn't this in a Mario game? Why?
Because Mario doesn't use guns in mainline Mario.
It's not just
Also,
that,
I
just
find it
like,
ironic that you know how Miyamoto's infamous quote that like for Paper Mario, like justifying no new like old style Paper Marios was like we can't make new characters in the Mario universe. And
yeah.
then there's this abomination of a Luma with a
Oh
rabbit
my god,
face.
Rabbid Luma looks so disgusting.
It looks so hilariously disgusting.
And all I can say is that that trailer, they play it up. They know it looks disgusting. They
Mhm.
know with how in your face they were with it.
So does this? I gotta say or ask, does this like the what we saw? Does that like connect to the end of the first game, or is it just like, oh, they're in space now?
It's just no, it's just an oh, they were in space now.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering.
Um, dear, I'm sorry. Just I can't stop thinking about Rabbit Luma. Rabbit Luma is the most terrifying thing I've ever seen. It's did you? I didn't realize this at first, but did you notice I had the rabbit ears at first? They were like I thought they were like alien antennas or
Oh
something like
yeah,
that.
I did
And
notice
I
that.
looked more
Yeah.
closely, like, oh my god, those are the ears.
And then Rabid Rosalina. I loved what they did with it. Like she was just kind of like she's kind of like that emo teenager, like, fine, I guess I'll help. And it's
You know,
just because of the parted hair covering an eye. So she,
no,
which I thought was funny.
you can interpret it that way, but how I
Oh, that's
interpret
yeah.
it is the internet's interpretation of Rosalina. Like if you've
I
seen
don't
like
think that I don't know, man. Like I don't think the internet has that interpretation. I think they just don't care about rules.
no, like if you've seen like like jokes and stuff that have been made about Rosalina, like joke comics or stuff like that. Like that's what generally Rosalina is like. They just
Yeah,
play up the fact that she's emo, or that she's
but
got
see,
the emo
okay,
hair.
I can see that, but why do you, yeah, it's because of the hair. Because they don't know about her personality, they're just based off her look. And what's a big part of her look is the hair.
It's a combination. It's like combination of
Like not besides the hair, nothing about her appearance says that she would be like that. She
the
has
two. Okay,
she has
there's
bright colored
two.
dress.
No, there's two ways to interpret it, and you can apply it to Rabid Rosalina as well. She could either be the emo teen or the absolutely done with it mom.
No, I think it's the first one. I think it's more the first one. I don't
Like
see the second one.
you don't see it. It's just
No.
because she's like queen or not even queen, like mother of all Lumas. Like that's the reason why I make that
The
connection.
reason I say this is because like she's never given that personality in game. But the
Oh yeah,
fact that you
she
said like mother type thing is the only link because she's kind of like a mother of the Lumas. But I
yeah.
think they're literally just going off of her appearance, like you said, like how the internet interprets her appearance. But I don't see the mother one. I see more of the moody teenager, angsty teen.
Yeah, okay, fine. I'll give it to you then. Yeah,
Mhm.
you're convincing me. Yeah, it's the emo teen.
But yeah. Besides that, I think that's about it for Nintendo. Okay, well, actually,
Overall,
one more thing. Do
uh,
you think Nintendo won E3? And if so, why?
I think they won E3 not for the reasons everyone says.
Can you elaborate?
Everyone is saying won E3 because they say it because people say it every year. Like no matter like
Okay, but
without
why?
fail,
What reasons do you think they won?
it's because they showed up. That's it. Everyone else at E3 either they didn't show anything worthwhile, like Square Enix with the 40 minutes or like bajillion minutes worth of
Yeah, that's a good point. When
Guardians of the
Ubisoft
Galaxy.
is better than Square Enix at anything,
Yeah,
something's wrong.
yeah, something's wrong. The only one, like the only quote unquote presentation that could be even comparable was the Microsoft one, or
Hmm.
Microsoft
And that
slash
one's mixed.
Bethesda.
People either loved it or they hated it. That one was really mixed.
Like the
This
problem is
one,
the no the thing is with the Microsoft one is that they come a couple of the triple A companies combined with them. So it was like Microsoft slash Bethesda because Microsoft bought Bethesda, but also EA is here too and other company on
mm,
top of that. It's like they all had the combo to do this versus Nintendo. They mostly stand on their own, so they do have like their like maybe like one or two third party games and some second party games, but mostly first party awesomeness. And like they like I say they win by by default. They don't win because they did amazing, but I do think they did really well. But this is like what they've done every year for E3. Like So that's the reason why I think that's my thinking. Yes.
I kind of disagree. I think they had a really good show this year. I think they gave something to everyone.
Yeah.
They gave
No,
to the
yeah,
RPG
yeah,
guys, they gave to the cult fans, they gave to the Smash fans, they gave to the Zelda fans, they
yeah.
gave to the people like Mario or like the classic people. You know, like you guys loved Mario Party. Well, we're bringing it back. We're giving up on friendliness.
We're
Go
bringing
kill
back
each other.
WarioWare. We're bringing back Metroid fans. We're
Yeah,
shooting the F Zero
Metroid fans.
fans.
Even Metroid fans got something.
We shot the
You know
F
what I
Zero
mean?
fans.
I think I think it gave something to everybody.
Yeah,
That's what like I think it was a good. I think it was better than their last E3.
yeah,
And
yeah,
heck, I think it's better than their presentation they gave in January. January seemed really focused on RPGs, and then there was like, oh, Splatoon 3.
yeah, yeah. Just JRPGs everywhere. And Splatoon 3.
Like this
No,
one felt balanced, in my opinion.
no, imagine if Splatoon 3 is a JRPG.
Like Splatoon, yeah, it'd be funny. But yeah, so I think that, like okay, I'm not gonna say they overwhelmingly won. I just think it was a confident win. I don't think it was like win by default because everything else sucked.
Okay, fair, fair. No, it's a bit negative of me to think that.
Yeah, what is
Well,
this, Game Freak? You're not supposed to be negative about this. Game Freak is where you be negative.
fair enough, fair enough. But I I think that overall Nintendo did fantastic this year. Like, did they? I think they did save E3 as long as you actually cared about Nintendo stuff.
Yeah, if you're
That's the
like,
hard part.
yeah,
You
that
had
that you can say about any company though. Like if you're just
That's
a
true.
diehard Xbox fan or like Bethesda fan, like you'll say they won, and then you won't give a shit about anything Nintendo did. It's all about
Yeah,
perspective. It's about perspective, but I think unlike the other studios, I think this gave, even if you don't like the series, they gave a good amount to each series.
yeah, yeah. I agree. Like, in terms of what I hear about people being hyped about, like people whether or not they catered to the people that were watching it, most I heard about people being catered to was Nintendo.
Nintendo. Yeah.
I yeah, I think they win.
Yeah.
I think they win versus, but I will say that the Microsoft presentation, but I think it's kind of cheating because that presentation was a combination of like all of them, like a bunch of
The fact
different
that they needed all of them
companies.
and they only did fine is telling.
Dude, look at what they had to do to mimic a fraction of our power.
And notice that right. But notice how none of Nintendo's third party picks were the hype parts.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, you could argue like, no, Advance Wars is Nintendo, actually.
yeah.
Yeah, never mind. Yeah, it was
It was
everything was first party.
yeah, first party or yeah,
At least
yeah,
heavily associated with
yeah, heavily
Nintendo, if not
associated with
first
Nintendo. And it
party.
was all Switch exclusive on top of that.
Yeah.
But congratulations, Nintendo. You did it again.
Hmm.
I swear I swear we're not blind as fuck fanboys. Hey, cuz that's what
Hmm.
we're sounding like right now.
No, I think. Nah, let's just end it here before we get off topic
Yeah,
again.
we're yeah, just I'm hitting the stop button. Go, stop, stop.